Do you know what these movies have in common? They were all made in 72 hours. Now in its 16th year, the 72-hour film shootout has been showcasing diverse talent, with a focus on Asian and Asian Americans. With some amazing prizes and mentorships on the line, this competition is perfect for filmmakers of all levels. So if you've ever wanted to make a movie, this is your chance. You have to write, you have to rehearse, you have to film, and you have to edit. All this in 72 hours. Did I forget anything?
Yes, this year is our Isolation Edition.
Isolation Edition!
We're asking that you make your film from the comfort of your own home.
We know filming in isolation can be a real challenge, but we know the filmmakers from the 72-hour shootout are up for the task.
You can do it!
We believe that our competitors will rise to this challenge, just as they have risen to the challenge of making a movie in 72 hours.
Just think of all the unique perspectives that will capture this moment in history.
Hey guys, just want to say that we here at Crossings TV can't wait to see your films.
Hey 72-hour shootout participants, I'm really looking forward to seeing your films.
You heard the gang, so sign up and show us your best movies from quarantine.
Hello from the virtual 72-hour shootout launch party red carpet. I'm Jennifer Betit Yen, the president of the Film Lab, and it is my honor to welcome all of you to the 16th annual 72-hour shootout filmmaking competition. Throughout the history of our country, our stories, and by our, I mean traditionally underrepresented Americans in mainstream and entertainment media, like Asian Americans, women, LGBTQ, and others of color. Our stories have often been erased or reframed by the dominant majority. Our history, if told at all, has been told through a lens not our own, one that is oftentimes distorted or altogether false. During times of crisis or pandemic like this, the narrative can become even more polarizing and dangerous. That's why we at the Film Lab knew that now, particularly, the stories of traditionally underrepresented Americans, like Asian Americans, need not just to be told, but to be amplified. And so, despite everything, the 72-hour shootout goes on. Albeit, as it never has before, with enhanced safety guidelines and as the first ever Isolation Edition. Times are challenging. The new parameters of the shootout are challenging. But for 16 years now, incredible filmmakers, like many of you, have risen to the shootout's challenge to use their art to effectuate positive social change. And I have no doubt in your ability to do so again. Good luck. And now, a few words from the Film Lab's shootout coordinator, himself an award-winning shootout alum, Tyler Ham Pong.
Hey everybody, thank you all for participating in the 72-hour film shootout. My name is Tyler Ham Pong and I am the shootout coordinator. Some of you I know because we've competed together in the past. Well, this year I have the pleasure of organizing the shootout and I am so grateful that you trust me with this competition. It means a lot for the community and it's a great way to connect actors, writers, filmmakers, you guys to industry professionals. This is the shootout's 16th year. We have an amazing judge panel. We also have some great mentors who will be offering their time and insight to those of you who win the mentorships. And we have some really cool prizes like masterclass all access passes, tickets to shows when the city reopens, self-tapes, headshots, and cash. So we're excited to see how you all interpret this year's theme into your films. And since it's the Isolation Edition, we're encouraging you to make your films while respecting all social distancing guidelines. If you're isolated, make your movie with the people you're isolated with. Cast yourself, your family, your roommates. If you don't have a camera, use your phone. Be creative. And even though we're trying to create a sense of normalcy during this pandemic and have fun, I also want to give a shout out to all the first responders and essential workers out there. Stay safe, everyone. Okay, so the shootout has a long history of announcing a different theme each year, and I'm always amazed at how everyone interprets it. Sometimes you'll see a film that takes it very literally, or you see films that take a lot of poetic license. Either way, be creative and let us see your interpretation of the theme. I want to see your unique perspectives. And to make it a little more challenging this year, we're adding a mystery item to this challenge, which will be revealed with the theme later tonight. All films must include this mystery item, or at least reference it somehow. So if you don't have the item, you can just reference it. I hope everybody's excited. Before we get to the Q&A, I want to pass it over to Ray, who has a special video for you filmmakers.
Hello, Film Lab fans. Ray Lanuza here, wanting to wish all of you participating in our 72-hour shootout this year good luck.
Hey everybody, it is 20 minutes until the start of the 72-hour film shootout. I'm so excited you're all here. We have 100 participants in this Zoom at the moment. That is insane to me. Before we start answering questions, and you know, if you do have questions, there's a button that says raise hand in the chat option. You can go ahead and raise your hand and I'll bring your screen on and we can answer some questions. If you don't feel like showing your face because you have a case of quarantine hair, which I'm sure we can all relate to, then you can go ahead and type your question into the chat and I will try to address everything that comes my way. Before we get into all that, I just wanted to give a shout out to one of our judges who is here watching right now. His name is Daniel Sakaya. He is the president and COO of Crossings TV, which is the largest multi-Asian cable network. And he is mentoring the top 10 filmmakers. The films that are made this year will be aired on Film Lab Presents on Crossings TV. So he's a huge advocate for our cause, for the Asian American community. And I'd like to bring him on to say a few words. Hey, Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. How are you doing?
Good, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just really, wanted to commend all of you guys for taking on this challenge. It's, as you know, already a huge challenge to begin with, to create a film in 72 hours, and then adding this complexity of, the quarantine and having to, adapt remotely is certainly something we're familiar with here at Crossings TV. We've had to adapt, to, directing shoots via Zoom and things like that. So I'll be really excited to see, what you guys come up with, and just want to, say, good luck to everybody out there.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your words, Daniel. What are you looking for in these films? You've seen hundreds of them at this point. What stands out in your mind?
Well, I'll start off. I'll just say that every year, the level has just been elevated. I've gotten to, judge and watch these for a number of years now. So, really, I think as we're looking through these, we really look for, kind of a balance of everything. We really want to see some great storytelling. We want to see, some meaning come through, in relation to that theme. And also what you can do as far as your technical skill sets with, sound, your visuals, things like that. And I think, if there's anything I can recommend to you guys, is definitely take some time and, work out whatever your workflow is going to be, especially since you guys have to do this remotely. And that definitely is something that shows through in the end product, every year. And we get to, talk to the winners and, talk to them about that and learn about how they went about it. And that's something that's been consistent. They've always had a really clean work through, right off from the gate.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you on board. You are a constant supporter of the Asian American Film Lab and the 72-hour film shootout. So thank you for being here. And
absolutely.
Yeah, we're excited. The theme will be announced in 15 minutes. And we have some questions coming in here. Actually, this is great. We have a question coming in from South Korea. One of our filmmakers is participating from South Korea. This is a global competition, so we don't only have people submitting films from Los Angeles and New York. We have people submitting films from Canada, submitting films from South Korea. Last year, we had people submitting films from India. We've had films from Hong Kong, so they come from all over the world. The question is, the statement is the quarantine rules are different here. The question is, do I have to abide by the New York City rules? And the answer is abide by whatever rules are in place wherever you are. So I know that some places have a little more of a relaxed social distancing rules, and some places don't. So I would just recommend that you abide by all the local social distancing rules. Let's see. Are novices with zero experience in filmmaking want to try something new during quarantine? Is it okay to take this on? I.e., if the product will inevitably be super mature. I'm not exactly sure what that question is alluding to, but I can try to decipher it a little bit. There are novice filmmakers here, and that's completely okay. What we put a focus on is the storytelling. So it doesn't necessarily matter if you have expensive equipment, expensive film gear, computer graphics. What we're looking for is the heart and the soul of the story and the meaning behind it. So it doesn't matter if you are an indie filmmaker making films for the first time, because those filmmakers have made the top 10 selection in the past. So it is a level playing ground for everybody. One more question is, what time are films due? Now, this is very important. Films will be due on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, any film submitted after that time will be disqualified. So don't wait exactly for 8 p.m. Eastern time. You should submit it beforehand. I would give myself wiggle room because I tell you, I sweat bullets if I'm seeing the uploading thing at 98% at 7:59. That gives me a heart attack, and I don't want anybody to have a heart attack on my watch. So if you're done early, submit it early. Ooh, I am just rocketing through these questions. Is it possible to bring a new member on board even if they weren't on the initial team listing? Yes. You can bring on a team member anytime throughout. You just need to make sure that they are listed on the team roster in the paperwork that you submit at the end of the shootout with your final film. So make sure that you have their signature on their participant agreement and that they're on the team roster. Does the credit, films must include the following credit? This film, oh yes, all films that must include the credit that says this film was made possible in part by the support of the 72-hour film shootout presented by the Film Lab, www.film-lab.org. It will count as part of the 5-minute time limit. So keep that in mind. It counts as part of the 5-minute time limit. Let's see. We have another question from Chase Yee. Although it's the isolation edition, may we still film scenes outside the house or at other outside locations? And that kind of ties in with the previous question about social distancing rules. It's different everywhere. So I would recommend that you follow whatever local social distancing rules are in place. And it seems that a lot of places you're able to go outside as long as you're not in a very enclosed space or in large groups. So going outside should be fine as long as you maintain social distancing rules. Another question from Michelle Yu. Do you require hard copies of the film and when are they due? Well, we already answered when they're due, and we do not require a hard copy of the film. We do not require it. The private link that you send us or the download is sufficient. We are completely digital. We are virtual, so we don't need the hard copies. They are not necessary. Is there a minimum time length? That's interesting. We all know that there's a maximum time length of 5 minutes, but is there a minimum time length? And the answer is no. There is no minimum time length. Another question from Tina. All my crew happens to live together. Are you specifically looking for use of remote tech work such as FaceTime, etc.? I mean, the thing is, I want you to be creative. If all your team is separated, you can do a movie with FaceTime. You can all film your scenes separately and put them together. One person can play multiple characters. The short answer is yes, you can work remotely. Let's see. So another question from Kaylee Hernandez Panamino is the paperwork in the final film. Do we send an email to the you'll be sending your paperwork and your final film link to shootout at film-lab.org. Now, all this is in the rules on the website, so you can definitely look it up there, but it's shootout at film-lab.org. Oh, another question from Eileen Rivera. Are there SAG actor forms? There are not. We don't have any relationship with SAG at the moment. So if you want to make your film SAG, you would have had to apply for that ahead of time. Now, obviously, it's too close. But if you wanted to apply for SAG, you would apply for that ahead of time by contacting SAG. From Jenna Wang, she has a question. Will we receive a confirmation email that our film has been received once we submit it? Yes, I will be emailing back when I receive the films, so you will get a confirmation. Just keep in mind that we are a few amount of people, and you might not get a response right away because we'll be getting many films all at once. Sarah Junn asked, can you email you guys a public link to the YouTube video as a submission? The answer is no. No public links. You will get disqualified. They have to be a private link. Make sure they are private and password protected. Or you can send it to us via WeTransfer or Dropbox, but do not make them public. They will be disqualified. Woo, I am running out of breath here. Wow. Oh my goodness. Can I take just a breather to shout out some of the judges we have on board? And actually, I can speak to the experience that I had with some of the judges last year when I won Best Actor and Grand Prize. Jandis Cardoso is right here, and she is an amazing person. There she is waving. I had such a great mentorship with her where I went over to NBC and we chatted, and she gave me a lot of great advice. And the same goes with NBC's Grace Moss. They are both actors, casting directors, and they are here for you. And I'm so happy to have them on board as our judges. Interestingly enough, my wife won Best Actress a couple of years ago, and she had an amazing experience with Jandis as well, where she was able to later on read as part of the Writers on the Verge screenplay table read. So that was great exposure for someone who won from our competition. So we are so happy to have NBC on board for this. We are, yeah, happy dance. We are minutes away from announcing the theme. And I also, before I get to some more questions, I also wanted to share with you guys a letter that we just got from the mayor of New York. Let's go ahead and share it here. If you all can see that, it says, it is signed from Bill de Blasio, and he says he's delighted to join the Asian American Film Lab in welcoming everyone to the 16th annual 72-hour shootout launch party. He goes on to say, as you gather online to kick off this exciting competition, I applaud everyone associated with Film Lab for their efforts to strengthen our city's dynamic artistic community, amplify the voices of emerging filmmakers, and share their diverse narratives with audiences in the 5 boroughs and beyond. On behalf of all New Yorkers, congratulations to all of this year's talented participants. Please accept my best wishes for an inspiring weekend and continued success. What an amazing letter from the mayor. Let's see, let's try to get to some more of these questions before we get down to the nitty-gritty of it. We have 6 minutes left. I hope you all are excited to find out what the theme and mystery item are. Let's see, from Jessica, she's asking, can you go over social media rules and what the timeline for promoting our film is? Not exactly sure what you mean by social media rules, but you know, I'm just encouraging that you all share your behind the scenes pictures and, you know, any behind the scenes stuff that isn't the final product of the movie. Don't share like a clip from your final product of the movie, but you can share, you know, a picture of you guys hanging out with the camera and stuff. Behind the scenes photos is great, and I'll be sharing them from our social media if you tag us. So that's generally what we're encouraging with social media. Let's see. So you can. We have, I think that's the same question about the public link. No public links. I'll say it again, no public links. It has to be private. Credits and signatures with minors appearing in the film. Would a parent/guardian registration suffice? For any children that appear, they need a parent guardian signature. So yes, please get a parent guardian signature. Another question from Caitlin Hassenfratz. One of my team members is in another country, so we will have footage from 2 places. Is that okay, even though our team is registered from 1 place? Yes, that's okay. I actually once filmed a shootout film in 2014 that took place in LA, Chicago, and New York. I had just moved to LA and my team was all over the place. So we did shoot from multiple locations. So yes, that is okay. From Tristan Yin, we have the question, what would happen in the event of technical difficulties such as errors in transferring files? I mean, that's the nature of the beast, but that's why I say to give yourself time. Don't wait until 10 minutes before the deadline to start uploading your film. If there are technical difficulties, you know, I would recommend that you just start early enough so that you avoid all those technical difficulties. What are some pitfalls people often fall into when creating / submitting their films? On the other end, what's something that stands out in submissions? That is a loaded question. And with 3 minutes left, I could go on and on about it. There is a great article from the New York Film Academy that lists out the best ways to make an indie film with a short amount of time with a few amount of people. And we've shared some of those resources on our social media. So I would say check those resources for some tips and tricks. Do signatures need to be handwritten? They should all be handwritten, but I know that there are digital signatures and that is acceptable as well. Nicole Jung asks, oh no, she's responding back. Wow, okay, got through all those questions. That's amazing. And we have 2 minutes to spare for the, until we announce the theme. Thank you guys all for being here. And I just want to remind you that once we're at the top of the hour, the Film Lab will be going dark. We will not be answering any more questions. So this was your last time to ask questions, but if you get any, if you run into any problems, our website has rules and has FAQs, so please reference those if you run into trouble. So we are less than a minute away really from the theme announcing. I'm just like staring at the clock right now because I want to I have the envelope here, it's ready, it's sealed, and I'm ready to announce the theme. I'm just waiting for that time to turn to, well, it's 5 o'clock LA time, but it's 8 o'clock Eastern time, and I believe it's 9 a.m. in South Korea. Am I correct in saying that, Sarah, who's our South Korean filmmaker? So we will be announcing it shortly. Yes, she is from, it is 9 a.m. in South Korea. All right, everybody, this is it. The theme, I'm announcing it now, let's get a drum roll. The theme of the 72-hour film shootout is going viral. Going viral. The theme is going viral. And the mystery item that you have to incorporate into your film is toilet paper. And if you don't have toilet paper, I feel sorry for you. But if you don't have toilet paper, then I would say reference it in the script, and that would be enough. All right, guys, that's it for the launch party. I hope I answered all your questions, and good luck, get shooting, and I'm excited to see all your films. Good luck, everybody, and take care.